Praise to Allah. As I'm sitting here thinking about women and how we can try to understand them better, we need somebody to invent a superpower to read minds. That's the only way we're going to be able to understand them, because if you can't read a woman's mind, you're at a disadvantage. Because you don't know what she's going to do in the next 5 minutes, or the next hour, or the next day. So I feel like, we need to invent a way to read their minds. Because if you're able to read their minds, it'll cut down on a lot of the stuff that we go through as men. All the BS that we go through unnecessarily. Because if you can read her mind, you can avoid a lot of shit. So, as men, we're always trying to think, what can I do better? Or how can I be better? How can I keep her coming back? I wonder what she's really thinking. I wonder what's on her mind. If we can read their minds, we'll have a whole lot better shot with relationships and understanding what we're really dealing with. And that's like the biggest. That's like the biggest hurdle. That's the biggest battle that we face. Not knowing what's truly on a woman's mind. Or not knowing what she's really thinking. That's where our disadvantage is. Not knowing what's up their sleeve. So it would be dope if, a mind reading invention was invented. That's the only way we're gonna be able to solve the problem of figuring out women. I think about all the money lost, all that money you spent on her, and things don't work out. So basically, all that money you spent on her was a waste, gone down the drain, and then you're left with, the aftermath of whatever that was. But if you could have read her mind, you wouldn't have lost all that money. You wouldn't have lost the house. You wouldn't have lost half your assets or whatever. Yeah, mind reading for women is key. But it's key for anybody, but certainly for women. When you're trying to understand them and know what you're up against. Because most men, you really don't know what you're up against. You might think you know, but I mean, you really don't know. You be thinking, oh yeah, we've been together this long. Yeah, I know I can trust her. Ooh, that's what you think, but you never truly really know. If you're able to read minds, you can eliminate a lot of this BS. That's just my thoughts on it. You know, um, Obviously we don't have that right now, so with that being said, we just have to figure out another alternative, another route. So, with all the men around the world, I'm sure we could eventually come up with something. You would think, right? Anyway, y'all stay blessed.